Hi everyone, it's Simon Keeling here at weatherweb.net on Monday the 2nd of June. Thanks again for watching. Don't forget to tell your friends all about us, and if you want to receive an email each day just letting you know when the video's updated, because I know we do change the time that the video's online by, all you need to do is send us an email to generalweather-subscribe at weatherweb.net. Of course, important week this week. It's D-Day week on the D-Day on the 6th of June. Of course, the week leading up to D-Day now, and some really important events starting to take place. But I wanted to show you this. This is the original working chart from the 2nd of June. 1944. This is the actual chart that forecasters were working from on those dates, and I've put more on the website under the musing section, just explaining a little bit more about this chart. But I just find it fascinating to think these are the marks that these guys were drawing on the chart in order to produce a forecast and present information to General Eisenhower as he prepared for the day. Of course, originally 5th of June was the selected date, but then Stagg, who was the forecaster, suggested a delay of 24 hours, which worked out well. And actually, on the chart here, you can see how there was just a series of Atlantic depressions. Look, if we go to the west of the UK, you see here we've got low pressure out towards the west of the country. 2 hours of low pressure, one here, and these fronts coming in from the west. But what I find more remarkable is just look at the lack of observations in the Atlantic. Now, this isn't for any particular reason of neatness. It's simply because that's all the data that was available. Look, in that area we've got 1, 2, 3. We've got, three observations in there, and they've produced that beautiful chart from that small set of observations. These guys really were the true forecasters. It's a skill that, I just even dream of emulating, and that's why I do like still drawing up charts, because it gets you under the skin of the weather and lets you feel what the weather is all about. But this is true forecasting and synoptic meteorological skill. Incidentally, look at the number of charts coming in from Europe, look at them coming in from France, and look how many we've got over Germany as well. So quite a few observations still making their way through to the forecasting centres here in the UK, even from occupied Europe. But an amazing chart, and I'll be putting more updates on weatherweb.net under the musing section over the next few days, and in fact have been over the weekend. So if you're interested, go and take a look. Okay, sorry to witter on about that, but I thought you might be interested. Just something different, isn't it? Now, we're watching carefully the coming week. Got a bit of a messy week ahead. We've got some fronts around. We've got outbreaks of rain coming through, especially during the latter part of the week. But what I wanted to show you here, look, is this rise in temperature taking place by the time we're getting into the latter part of the weekend and into next week. Also, notice here, look, we've got a fair amount of rainfall coming up before the early part of next week, but then look what happens. Much less rainfall as we enter next week. So some interesting developments taking place. I'll just take you through, again, this is from the weather website. If I just take you through the charts for the next few days, you'll see quite a messy week ahead. This is today, look, some showers affecting mainly eastern parts of the country. Through Tuesday, low pressure off the west of Scotland, outbreaks of rain passing their way eastwards, and by Wednesday I think that rain will persistent across parts of northern England and into Scotland as well. Some fairly heavy rain to come here. Also on Wednesday, looking at a trough just crossing southern parts of the country, taking some pretty hefty bursts of rain eastwards with it too. And then we left with that area of low pressure across Scotland through Thursday. It mainly looks like being Scotland and northern England that sees the potential for most rain. And then we dry it as we head into the early stages of Friday. But then through Friday, look, that we've got these bands of rain wafting their way northwards as low pressure sets in towards the west of the UK. But what that does is it turns the flow into more of a south or southeasterly, and that introduces warmer weather. Now, it's warm, moist weather, so it does bring some rainfall with it as well. But there are then indications of higher pressure building out towards the east during the latter stages of the weekend into early next week. But the GFS does want to bring around some thundery rain off the eastern flank of that high during the course of Sunday and into Monday look of next week. But the GFS here is out on its own. Yes, it's suggesting heavy rain there, but if I just show you what the ensemble is predicting, these charts go in 12-hour steps, and we've got the date here across the top. So just keep your eye on that as I go through the various different charts here, and notice there's the trough look coming through the UK during this week. Here we are heading towards the end of the week. Now look what's happening. You see this flow turning into the south and the southeast here. Okay, so you see that flow turning into the south and the southeast as we head into the weekend. Now watch what happens. Look, the high builds towards the east, and then into next week that high manages to get its way back westwards as the ridge continues to build, pumping warm air into the country, building high pressure across the country. Now the 10th to the 15th of June has been a date we've been highlighting to private clients as a potential date to be watching for an improvement in conditions, and if this came true, this is a summer heatwave setup. Now don't get running away with the idea that that's going to happen just because I've said it. Because I've said it, it probably won't. But that's certainly the setup starting from early next week for the potential for a summer heatwave. And if I just show you the ECMWF, this again goes forward in 24-hour steps. Again, available from the weather website. You see there the dates written across the top of the chart. So this is getting now into the 7th of June, so this is next Saturday, and you see there, look, it's still got this trough, this deep trough out towards the west, but we've got this ridge out towards the east, and as we just knock on through the days, you'll notice how that ridge builds its way gradually north and then west, although it does take some time to get its way westwards, but eventually it does so, and we get into warmer conditions coming in from the southwest. Now, how long they will last is still uncertain, but the pattern is going for this idea of drier, warmer conditions for the beginning part of next week. Now, it could all change. It's very, very early days, but certainly there are some indications of that taking place. So I'll leave you with that for now. Thanks again for watching weatherweb.net. Whatever you're doing, have a great day and keep the sun shining. Bye for now.